Okay, there we go. Technology. Almost. All right, we are live now. This is Indie Talk with Jesse and Jeryn, featuring the School of Rock's Leonard Literacy. How's it going, Leonard?
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah. We've been wanting to get you on the show for a while. We've all known each other for a while, and then finally able to get a good time to have you on. And yeah, definitely excited for this. So yeah. And
well, I'm really appreciative and I'm honored. I gratefully accept this reward. No, no, I'm just super happy to be here, and I'm more than appreciative. And let's have some fun. I mean, like some real fun.
yeah. We'll have a lot of fun. I know we got some people coming in right now. I'll get your questions ready for Leonard Literacy. So yeah. We usually have a good just beginner question. Talk about how you got into watching wrestling originally.
How I got to watch wrestling. I remember watching I guess I would say watching WWF Monday Night Raw, and my brother would bring up wrestlers like the narcissist Lex Luger and Yokozuna, and I would just every Saturday morning just became glued to the TV. Would watch highlight reels, promos, wrestling matches. My stepdad said he started like Bret the Hitman Hart, so I would start watching his matches and stuff. And what kind of really glued my eyes to the TV was, I mean, I was liking everything I was watching, but what really got me was watching Razor Ramon. Like, we all thought it was the coolest guy ever, right? Like, he put a toothpick in his mouth, calls people Chico, and throw it in their face and stuff like that. So then after we saw him the first time, we ended up going into the kitchen and we grabbed the whole box of toothpicks. We just started throwing them at each other after we were like, slicking each other hair back and stuff. And our stepdad got pissed at us because there were just a bunch of toothpicks all over the ground, and we were just sitting there, just wrestling in the living room.
Oh man!
But that's what something was there. But Razor Ramon wrestling X-Pac, well, he was he was just the kid at the time. Mm-hmm. So he ended up winning surprisingly, because I was watching Razor Ramon just squash people. And the next following week, he challenged 1-2-3 Kid to a wrestling match for like $15,000. So the wrestling, he does the moonsault, and he just leaves with the money. And I remember Jerry the King Lawler saying he's probably at home at his mom's house or his grandma's house counting the money on his bed, and that's what just kind of drove me in. At that point, I was dead, hook, line, and sinker. Just I'm signing up for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was definitely a legendary moment. I've seen that a few times, and that's what launched the Xbox career. So yeah. Oh, let's look in the comments. There's nothing yet, guys. We got Leonard Literacy on the show right now. We are live right now. He wants to get your questions answered, and we'll maybe talk about books and wrestling and throwing toothpicks. I don't know. So
we're gonna leave here. We're both gonna be bloodied, battered, toothpicks all over the ground, and a program hat just laying randomly on the ground.
Oh man, just blood on the toothpick right through the hat, blood and everything. Oh man, carnage. So yeah.
Meanwhile, Jesse's gonna be at home counting $15,000 on his bed somewhere.
Oh man, I think Jesse would get $20,000 or $15,000. You like money, Jesse?
Oh, I like it.
Oh man, don't we all, man? Yeah. So the program, or where was I going to go? Have you talked with the program recently, or know what they're up to now?
No, I've been watching from afar AWF stuff. I'm not going to say I'm not, because I'm wrestling for one promotion doesn't mean I'm being a closed eye to everybody else. No, that's not the case at all. I love wrestling, and I love ingesting as much as I can. So seeing all the content out there with, new announcements for shows and seeing posters and hearing promos being cut and stuff, I love it all. So watching when the program first started till now, it's just been, man, it's just been like it's like really good cake, you know.
Yeah, there
And
you go.
there's not a bad piece of cake in the whole batch, you know. Watching, I mean, Cal Pro already is a phenomenal wrestler. Like, if you guys don't know, that kid is very talented, has a huge future ahead of him. If you guys can, please, if you're promoters out there, book him. He's a must-have on any card, honestly. He can literally
Yeah.
make any situation better. And he can, man, I'm telling you, he can wrestle. Like, the kid can really wrestle. But Stonehenge, man, like, to me, he's like a really good close friend, super funny, like down to earth dude. Just wants to, come up with something that's so, like, I'm not gonna say random, but he'll just come up with stuff that just works, you know. And the whole program thing, like, it's ingenious. I mean, he has me wanting to drink Fiji water, and I've never had one yet. So, Fiji, if you're listening, you better sponsor Stonehenge in the program, because, man, I'm talking big money there. That's $15,000 right there.
Oh yeah, there you go. $15,000 sponsorship. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to Fiji, but I want to go just to drink the water, and that's all because of Stonehenge.
Yeah. I've had Fiji once, but then after seeing Stonehenge, him doing his vignettes with Fiji water, I'm like, I kind of want to get more Fiji water now, but like,
I mean, it already speaks enough volumes when you're willing to comprehend of buying a plane ticket to go out of country just to drink water.
Yeah. I mean, it's pure water, as he says. So.
Yeah.
Pure stuff. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, we've had Stonehenge on the show as one of our earlier shows. He had the Fiji water, and he just listened to some odd music, but it was a fun show.
Yelling at you too, Jeryn.
Yeah.
Yelling at
What's that?
Said he was yelling at you.
Oh yeah, he was yelling at me. He's like, I need to make an action figure of him, and I definitely do for sure. So
I said it in an earlier program, or the first half of the show. I would say yes, definitely get a Stonehenge figure in there, because he definitely needs a figure. And then if you can maybe somehow manage to get a small little bottle of Fiji water, you're good to go.
There you go. Yeah, I might have to design a little Fiji water, get a Fiji sticker on there somehow. So
I mean, you can even go like, what is it? They used to have like small little Coke bottles for like Ken dolls or something like that. Just tear the sticker off, make it a Fiji one, and you're good to go.
oh yeah. Or like I know there's like Triple H water bottles and everything too. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Ultimates Elite, yeah, has that.
Yeah. Jesse.
So I'm gonna ask you a question.
Ooh, the hard-hitting questions. Yes.
Well, this kind of not a really silly one, but what were you thinking when you threw the system in the garbage can?
Well, there's a couple of thought processes that were going on at the time when I threw them there. Well, one, I just wanted to, you got to recycle. So that was one thing.
That's true.
The other thing was you have to put trash where it belongs. So I don't want to get a fine for littering on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And two, pretty much after I put them in the trash can, I realized that it was actually the glass bottles and stuff that were going in there. So I felt also really bad at the same time, because when it fell over, I see system rolling out and I hear, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just put that back up and continue on.
Yeah. Oh man, ECW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want to pull a Moxley, but it was close enough. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. You unintentionally made it like an ECW death match, huh?
yeah.
Mhm. You need got to take that work to Time Bomb or something. I'm sure. Glass
I mean,
bottom.
if they'll have, yeah, if they'll have me, I mean, I'm no Kyle Pro, you know, throwing Kanye peppers in the crowd, but
Yeah, there you go.
the powder, like, I mean, that was an accident, of course, but you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was an accident. I don't know.
It was an accident, yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Talk about how your training and where you got trained originally.
All right, so I originally started in 2004, April. There was this. It wasn't a training facility; it was pretty much the backyard. But there was a head trainer, I believe, of Kim Patera's camp. Guy went by the name of Matt Burns, and he was a boxer at the time, a boxer and wrestler. So he would come by and he would pretty much train these group of kids. And at the same time as he was transitioning from going out of boxing or going out of wrestling to box, he had another. No, sorry. Matt Burns wasn't the head trainer. It was Jason Vane, from what I'm remembering. So Matt Burns is just a wrestler, just training, but he told Jason Vane to come by and train us. So we pretty much paid Jason Vane. It was like from 8 a.m. until like noon. He would train us, and then from there we would just practice the drills and go over matches and stuff like that. So that lasted for about a year, and then he ended up getting a tumor in his head. I guess he ended up using his cell phone a lot, so it caused him to have a tumor. So we ended up doing a benefit show for him to have the tumor removed, and it was successful. And we did the show for him, and we gave him the funds and stuff, you know, to kind of help him out and show appreciation that, hey, we thank you for, you know, at least coming down to show some kids how to wrestle, you know. But that's initially where I started. From there, I did a bunch of seminars, and all of 2000, the rest of 2004 and the 2006, I want to say, it was all just doing shows and trying to get more exposure and, you know, doing frequent seminars here and there. So that's initially where I started. With retraining, I guess I want to say 2009-ish, I ended up going under this guy. It was, you know, you guys remember Big Sep?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Big Sep's cousin, who was trained by Harley Race, said, hey, come by. You know, we have a garage here. We have a ring here. You can come by and do some shows, or not shows, but you can train with us and stuff. And that was probably some of the hardest training regimen I've ever done wrestling wise. I mean, it was, for them, you literally had to earn your way into the ring. And you start off with like doing some of the most grueling exercises you possibly can. I made the mistake the first day of eating before I got there. So when we got there, we did like 20 minutes of stretching, you know, making sure your muscles are relaxed and everything. And then we went right into it. So you have to do 400 standing squats. You have to do 200 up downs. And then you have to do 100 burpees.
Oh wow.
So as we're going through this, I'm like not thinking like, hey, no, I can just do this and I'll be just fine, right?
Yeah.
I get to about 200 on the standing squat, and I'm like, I'm starting to feel lightheaded. And maybe I should kind of calm down from this, because I'm looking at these guys. I'm looking at Big Seb, and I'm looking at Soul Brother, and they have like no body fat on them. Like these guys are just Greek gods, pretty much, compared to, you know, me being 220, like somewhat athletic. And I get to about 210 on the standing squats, and I'm like, yep, I'm not gonna make it. So I ran to the next room, and I threw up all over the floor, all spaghetti all over the floor, right? And he had this thing where he would take a picture of you cleaning up, you know, whatever was on the ground that you threw up, because I couldn't make it to the bathroom. So after getting done cleaning that up, I go back. I'm still going back to, doing all the drills. Then after that, then you have to go into this room and you have to do 5 exercises, or 5 or 6 exercises, 5 sets of 25. So one of them is hopping over a ladder on each side. Another one is doing elevated push-ups. Another one is doing ab crunches. Another one is doing jumping jacks. And then the last one was, I want to say like ladder steps, right? So you got to do all that 5 times, 25 times. Yeah. Then when you finally get in the ring, you're dead tired at this point. Then you have to do 10 for 10s. And that was a whole nother deal after that. So then when you finally get done with all that, then you're able to train and actually learn moves and stuff. So, yeah. But then after that, I want to say fast forward from 2009, because we only did that for about 3 months, I think. I was there until we didn't have the garage anymore. Then I want to say I finally landed at the academy 2018, I want to say. So I was there for, I think, roughly 2 months. So, but pretty soon I'll be going back there to complete my training and getting that certificate. But that's pretty much just the gist of like going from 2004 until now. But,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you just kind of jumble training, doing the seminars, and and getting to see Anderson. So it's definitely an interesting training path and punishment for throwing up.
Yeah. It was something else, because then the next day I made sure not to eat, when I went to training, and a wrestler came in and said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do everything you guys are gonna do." And as soon as we got to the standing squats, he couldn't make it either, so he ran in. He threw up, so then he took a picture of him cleaning it up, and we're just like, okay.
Put it on a wall, and this is everyone that's thrown up in my
gym. He literally had a wall of all that. I was like, what?
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, I bet, man. We got Joe Alexander says Jason Vane in the backyard.
Yep.
And then we got Mr. So Fresh says Leonard Literacy gross.
Yeah, it was bad. When going back to the academy and I started training there, I was like, okay, you're telling me we don't have to do 10 for 10s? You're telling me I don't have to do, I was worried, like, geez. But I wanted to make sure, like, I wanted to get through everything properly. So a month before I started, I went on a heavy diet. Like, I went for a month straight. I ate nothing but tilapia, so just fish and chicken, with like a little bit of rice and a lot of broccoli, or if it was the chicken, I'd eat a little bit of potatoes, like small roasted red potatoes and broccoli, and I would drink nothing but water. I did that for a month straight. I went from 280 to 220, so I was somewhat in decent shape at that point. And then I went to the gym and I would try to get the cardio in so I can make sure I can keep up with everybody. And I remember just the first day I went in training, and I guess not many people really knew me, Yeah. So I'm going through some of the drills, and one of the trainees that were there for a while, they go to Ken and they're like, I have to do the next drill. So I'm about to execute the next drill, and he's like, wait a minute, you're kind of new. You shouldn't be doing this. And then Ken asked me, he's like, how long have you been wrestling for? So I've been wrestling since 2004. So yeah, you're good. So I did the drill, and he was just like, oh, okay, maybe I underestimated him, and I didn't want it to make it seem like somebody should underestimate me. I mean, they shouldn't, but it was just the fact that I wanted to prove to myself and everybody else that I could do it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, throwing up is gross.
Yeah, definitely. especially a wall. That's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fresh says, reading is a punishment.
Are you kidding me? No, reading is one of the great freedoms of the world, man.
Yeah.
Like, how are you supposed to expand your mind?
Yeah.
I mean, he has to read a script, right? When he's in a movie.
Oh, yeah, this Mr. Hollywood actor, So Fresh.
Yeah, I think he even tried out for like the new what is it, the movie they're coming out with now, Good Burger.
Oh.
He's still lackey, I guess. I don't know if he's still getting that role or not, but we'll see.
Oh, he's gonna try out a good burger. Huh.
Yeah.
Man, he can with Keenan Thompson and the other guy. Oh man. Well, Jesse and I were talking off the air. We're like, he's probably in that new Fast and Furious movie coming up. So.
Yeah, I think he's just like one of the background extras, maybe. Like,
oh yeah.
no, I mean, no. Silverfish is a good guy.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know where he is at right now, as far as like trying to recruit new people and stuff like that. It's still to be sought after, because I don't know what's going on with the bad role models right now. I kind of when we start rolling again, I kind of want to see what's going on with them. But So Fresh, I think he's a really good talent. Like I mean, I'm just gonna say this: when you actually see him get in the ring and perform, he's gonna be blowing a lot of people's minds away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've seen him it's only one match, but I know I've always seen him around. He's always on his blue real hair, and he's
Natural.
His actual hair. Yeah, I totally believe it. So.
I mean, if my hair is real, his hair has to be real.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. So Fresh says, Jesse, why is your nose cold?
Why is my nose cold?
Yeah, he's referring to your sign you got back up there. The cold nose.
My nose is fine there, but thanks for noticing the sign.
Yeah, it's the classic Jesse backdrop right there.
Yep.
Yeah, and I just got a whiteboard, so yeah.
That's so good.
What was your best match that you had in those early 2000s?
There's a couple actually. There's one match in particular. Well, I guess two matches in particular. No, three. So there's three matches in particular against my now best friend, Wild Pete. We had one was a Texas death match, where it was just a hardcore match, pretty much. And I mean, I knew the possibility of wrestling him. We would, make a really good match, and it just blew my expectations away. Fast forward, we had another one. It was just as brutal, and I, want to say that was the same one there. And then I want to say another one. Well, let's see. Another one was actually there was a match I want to say with Iron Mike Rollins. I think he's out of the business by now, but the possibilities with me wrestling him at Battleground was amazing. It was supposed to culminate into a last match, which is supposed to be a books, ladders, and tables match. So it was a PLT match, but not the sandwich. But I thought it was a really good match, and there's a couple I thought that was really cool. Probably looking at it now, maybe not so much, because I was still kind of new to everything, But I thought it felt pretty good. Like even the second match we had at it was the promotion was called MCW, so Minnesota Championship Wrestling.
Mhm.
And the second show we had was me and Joseph Alexander against Daredevil Derek Fury and Ryan Cruz. They were called the Dynasty at the time. So as I got beat up at the beginning of the show, so I was taken out. They didn't think Joe was gonna have any help at all. So the main event's happening. Joe's by himself. I come out there, crowd cheers for me. My mom's there, and we're wrestling. We're starting to come back up, and we're about to finish the match. When all of a sudden, out of the middle of nowhere, somebody that was sitting in the front row slides into the ring. And I think hits me with something, lays me out, and then takes off his shirt, revealing that they're part of the Dynasty as well. And some of the people that he came with, they didn't know that he was a part of it because he just sat in the crowd and watched the show the whole time. So to him to kind of reveal like he was a part of the whole thing was kind of very shocking and also messed up at the same time. So we ended up losing the match, but I thought it was a really good crowd reaction as well. And the last match we had for MCW with Wild Pete was really great too. It was a really good, like, solid wrestling match. No gimmicks or anything like that, and it was really cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, you and Joe and Derek have been wrestling for years now. That's not a new feud or anything.
No, I mean, well, the whole system match, like, that was kind of out of the middle of nowhere as well. It kind of no, I haven't wrestled Joe and D since then, since like 06. So I mean, I brought them with because they were like, yeah, we don't want us to show and everything. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get you guys some tickets. That's no problem. So them kind of like jumping me in the middle of the match, that kind of just really was left out of left field. It really was surprising to me. But because I mean, if you guys were there and you guys heard Fairball, like I literally I was not gonna lose, clearly. But yeah. So it's still kind of, I mean, I'm friends with them, but it's still kind of like hurt me professionally because I could have won the title, But what can you do? You just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you had the system thing, and then you and Jerry face the Summit, but I didn't realize that you guys go way back in like early 2000s. So it's really cool to get some story on that. So yeah.
I mean, you would think like like there's been new waves of new talent and stuff. So kind of going back to the past, like when you watch old wrestling now, like Attitude Era stuff, it's new to some people, like they don't really, like they'll look at some wrestling and like, oh man, like people are saying I went kind of, why isn't like the Attitude Era now? And they'll go back and watch it and like, okay, I can see why now. So, but yeah, me, asking MAW for the match and them actually come back in, it's kind of been a refreshing but also memorable thing because we used to hang out and used to do everything back together, back then, but now not so much.
Yeah. Well, we got Pete King, and he's back. He says, "Here to stir the pot, JK boys." Oh boy. And then what else is- oh, nothing new yet. Okay. Jesse?
So how did you and Jerry Allricker come together as a tag team?
Brian, honestly, it was news to me. I was at a show and Brian Sager just gets on the microphone and says, we have a tag team tonight. It's going to be Jerry Allricker and Leonard Literacy. And I was like, okay. That's literally what happened, So I was like, all right, let's go out there and put on a show. And then somehow we just kind of melded together. Like it's been a really cool bond. Jerry's like one of my close friends now. I feel bad for him. Shout out to Jerry right now. He was in Make Believe Land, and I think he kind of like broke his leg, but hopefully have a fast healed recovery and we get back on the wagon right now.
Mhm. Yeah. Definitely. Shout out and prayers to Jerry Allrickers.
Yeah, get better soon, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And fans out there, go check out the 2 shows that we did with Jerry a few months ago, and yeah, good stuff. Jerry's Jerry, so it can only be shows.
Yeah, Jerry's kind of a jack of all trades, honestly. He not only is he in a band with Mr. Rogers and the Make Believe Friends, but he just released a album recently.
Yep.
Oh.
And he also helps produce the headless guy interview, I think.
Oh yeah, headless
Yeah,
hat.
headless hat man. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I've been watching some of that. He's had Stonehenge and Rampage and Ricky Norin on there, and yeah, he's just literally got a huge hat on his head, and he's got his high voice asking these questions, and he asked Ricky Norin, "How do you fix a car?" And he's like, "I don't know how to fix a car. I can't see. I got a hat on." I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I have to be careful with Jerry's hat because a couple times I almost got sucked in myself. So I just very lightly put my glasses in there and I just put my hand right back.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. What's So Fresh says Jerry Ulricher is amazing. Clearly, bad role model potential.
I mean, maybe the only thing that's actually there's nothing wrong with Jerry.
Jerry's bad.
Yeah, I mean, no, Jerry's a good guy. Honestly, I miss that cat, and when he comes back, we're gonna have just as much fun as before.
Yeah. We got Rick Rage. He says, "Shout out Leonard Literacy." So, yeah.
What's going on, Rick Rage? I can feel the rage right now.
I can feel the rage. Feeling the rage right through the TV or the computer monitor.
Yeah.
What else is going on? P. King says, any plans to come back to Chippewa Falls area?
Yeah, as of right now, I think I'll be there. Let me check the old calendar book here. Sorry, I don't be. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
So far, I plan on being back. Sorry, October. All right, so far I'll be heading to the Chippewa Falls area, I think. October 15th for Showtime Championship Wrestling. But the book is always open, so all you have to do is just send me the little email, and then it should be good.
Yeah, Pete, welcome. Whenever your next show is.
Get them on there, Pete.
Yeah. Oh, let me go back to my. What is your favorite book?
I have a couple. I know they're not really considered books to most people, but I'm a huge comic book fan. And my favorite comic book character in particular is Spider-Man. So I went to Barnes & Noble, I had to sort these out, but I went to Barnes & Noble and I ended up acquiring the screenplays for both Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Now, they're unedited, so they're actually, the film, portrays the book as it is, but there's a whole lot of stuff that's not in the movie that's in the book that makes it just as great. So I can literally read that back and forth. I did read The Hobbit like 3 times back to back. I read Ben Carson's Gifted Hands twice, which I thought was a really good, amazing book. And I want to see if I have it right now. It's not within arm's reach, but I'm reading Daigo Umehara's book, The Will to Win. So that's another one.
Okay. Yeah. definitely cool. So fresh. You should read one of those books. Reading's good.
It's very fundamental.
Yeah, there you go.
Keyword fun.
Oh yeah, fun. Yeah, it's fun. So fresh. Yeah.
What about you
fun,
guys?
right?
What's your guys' favorite books?
What's my favorite book? It's been a while since I've read, but I know when I was in it was middle school, there was a series, I forgot what the series was called, but this kid, he had like some magic power to like use baseball cards and go into that exact time period, and he got to meet like Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth, and everything. I'm like, at that age, I'm like, this is a cool thing. If at that time I was kind of pretty into baseball and baseball card collecting, I was like, if I could just touch a card, like close my eyes and like make magic happen, I was like, that'd be pretty cool just to travel back in time and meet Babe Ruth. That would be really cool. So
That does sound cool.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a favorite series. And I was reading one of Chris Jericho's older books, the best at what I can do at whatever I don't is. So he's got good stories, and it's a wrestling book. Of course I gotta read it. So yeah. So yeah, it was a good book. Jesse, what's your favorite book?
Well, I haven't read a book in a while, but there's a couple that come to mind. One, Leonard, I don't know if you remember the show Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
Where Uncle Si had a book out. That was a good book, and
That was a New York Times bestseller, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And there's one by Paul Ellering. He made a book that I read. So I would say them two are my two favorite books to read.
A fun one is Mike Quackenbush's book, 7 Steps to Becoming a Pro Wrestler. And one other, I can't believe I even forgot this. One of my all-time favorites is The Rock, Know Your Role.
I remember that one.
I also read Mankind's book, but I like The Rock's a little bit more, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I don't know, The Rock had a book.
Yeah.
Know Your Role.
Oh yeah, he does have a few. Oh.
You know why.
Oh man, I do know why. I couldn't figure out what he meant for the longest time when he commented. I was like, you know why? Do I know why? Like, what is it? What is this?
Well, you know why he said that, right?
No.
You know why.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what that was, and turns out it's a catchphrase. I'm like, what? I know why about something. I kept questioning. What does this mean?
Well, that's the thing. You know why.
Oh yeah. Yeah, shout out to Defiance up right there. So
Yeah, seriously, shout out to Kenny Defiance. He's a real cool dude. So
yeah. I still got to meet him in person. I seen him at one show, but he didn't come out during an intermission. But yeah, he's a great wrestler, and he's been. How long has he been wrestling for?
I want to say it's going on his 3rd year. He started off at the academy, and then COVID kind of happened, so he kind of stepped back for a little bit. But now he's just full on with the breaks and stuff. Sorry, full on with no breaks. So he's tagging with Nick Pride, and now they're called Pride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he's also had a couple matches in Iowa too, though.
Oh, he's on Iowa. Okay.
Yeah, he did a couple matches out in Iowa. I think he wrestled. Now I forgot his name now. It'll come back to me, but yeah, he's been working.
Okay. Yeah. I saw the Pride they faced. I think it was the movement. I was at that Faribault show at the racetrack. So
Yeah,
you were at that show too. So
yeah, I wrestled I want to say Chavo.
Chavo. That was something. Not the camera
Yeah.
guy.
He was a really good talent. Actually, speaking of which, Soul Fresh actually managed him too.
Yeah, he was
What's
out.
going on with these guys? Like,
Yeah, I think they had some kind of altercation or disagreement after, but I think because you beat them. But yeah,
I mean, it was a hard match still. Like, I definitely want to tip my hat to him. If you guys can, please check him out because he's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Soul Fresh, hiring them, that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Joe Alexander says TJ Thick is one eating all of Jerry's cream cheese. Oh,
Yeah.
we figured it out. Yeah.
So I go under as TJ Thick,
Mhm.
at NWC. I don't, not sure when their next showing is, but it's a unique take on who I am. Mostly big, it's mostly just jokes and stuff, but it's very interesting.
That's your actual name for that promotion? I thought that was just a nickname or something.
Yeah, I mean, it is my name for that promotion, but that's just kind of what I chose or was given to me.
Joe just gave it to you. TJ Thick, you'll go with that.
Yeah. I think it's because I laid on thick. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh man. Good old Joe. Jesse?
So what do you make of Paul Burke and the System being the MAW Tag Team Champions?
That was kind of a surprise to me, actually. Even though I may not like them, the movement, Cradle to the Grave in the movement, Cordoba and Ying Mua, they are very, very talented individuals. Some of the best I've actually been in the ring with. Very hard hitting and very competitive, but to see that the former MAW heavyweight champion and the current MAW champion actually had to join forces to beat them together, I guess I could see, how they won it. But as far as them having the belts now, I would like to maybe ask for an opportunity, for me and Wild Pete, to go after the gold, if you could say. But as far as them working together, I mean, I always like to. I would always like to fight somebody at their best, So if we were in a situation like that, I just would hope that their relationship would be stable enough, to compete. I don't want to cut any corners. I would like to. If I see the road less traveled and I have to get to a destination, I'll take it anyway. So, but yeah, it kind of threw me for a loop, and congratulations, new tag team champions and world champion Paul Verk. But I don't know. I just like to ask for an opportunity at those titles.
Yeah. That definitely was interesting to see that Brian just threw them together and they somehow coexisted in one, and they still have yet to have their first title defense. But I mean, it should be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you train yourself to do the moonsault?
All right. So this is a small backstory to that. Going back to when I saw X-Pac do it against Razor Ramon, I was like, if I go into wrestling, I want that to be my move, like the moonsault, and I wanted to have something to do with like Eminem called the Minnesota moonsault, because I'm from here, and going to wrestling, I think my first, finishing maneuver was the jackhammer, I was called the Jackal at the time, so I was like, I'm gonna do the jackhammer, but called the Jackler. But people were like, that's stupid. So I was fine. I'll just be the Jackal because it's an abbreviation of TJ, the Jackal, which is me, and I'll just have the jackhammer, and that's what it was. But one day I was like, you know what? I used to swim and dive in high school, and I could do all sorts of flips and twists and stuff. Let me try to incorporate some of my wrestling or my swimming maneuvers in wrestling. And I was able to, when I first started training, I was able to do an easy 450. I could do a moonsault. I could do a lion salt. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to start doing that because I don't really see a lot of people do it, And then I started training, and I started, seeing people like Chris Jericho, Jeryn, and I was like, oh, these guys are actually hitting all these moves. Like, but I just wanted, I wanted it to be, I don't know, I wanted the moonsault. I always wanted that. And when the Leonard character came about, I was like, that's the perfect it's the epitome of Leonard, the Reading Rainbow moonsault. So hence I have a shirt that's right over there that shows me doing a moonsault with a rainbow behind me. Thought that was a really cool, clever idea, So, but I was just like that move, Not, anybody can really hit it, but there's an exception of people who, when they do a maneuver, it looks like it's theirs. So I wanted that to be my maneuver. I was going to try to go for something crazy like shooting star press, but I was always nervous about doing it, and then didn't want to hurt anybody. So,
yeah, that's a move to perform too. That's definitely. It definitely would be pretty scary to try to pull off, but yeah.
But yeah, learning the backflip was always a challenge. I've always wanted to do the handspring stuff, and I could never really. I was too nervous about like breaking something if I did. But the moonsault, once I did on dive board once, I was like, "Yup, that's it." So I could literally hit it from anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you like practice on a trampoline or a bed, or how did that?
I practiced on trampolines. I've jumped off of walls and landed, and every time you guys see me, every time I try to hit it, I usually fail.
Yeah.
But there's been a couple times where I've walked away the victor because of it. So I say if I'm doing everything in my arsenal to try to beat you and you still get up, more than likely that's probably something I'm going to go to. If you guys, I don't know if you guys were there for me and Wild Pete, we were doing a 3 stages of hate match, and it was the last match, it was the last man standing. Never done this before, but I only practiced it one time at the academy, but I was able to score 450. Never done it before. And after kind of thinking about it, I don't think I see a lot of people really doing it around here. But I was proud of that. So
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I do see anyone doing the 450 a whole lot, but I know they do moonsaults a lot. But I mean, everyone's moonsault's different, as he said. So
yeah, I mean, like what kind of also got me into it was like I think I saw Bam Bam Bigelow actually hit one, and even though he was a bigger guy, he still hit it. So
yeah,
not all the high flying moves belong to the skinny kids.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, big guys can fly too, man. Come on. Yeah. What do you think about the Charlotte Flair moonsault? Because she kind of like flips, but then somehow like straightens out at right before the end. It's different, but I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a pretty good moonsault, honestly. It's always crazy to see variations of it. Like I've seen people do a backflip, like Sanjay Dutt. He did a backflip into a boot stomp, just backflip and just stomp the guy. I'm like, oh, that looks crazy. Like what? I've seen people do moonsaults and they've turned in midair and turned into an elbow drop.
Oh yeah.
Charlotte Flair actually, I think because of the way she's built and height and stuff, it's crazy to see how she'll jump first, arc, and then pause it, and then land.
Yeah.
So I always think it's really crazy. Like even Lita would just get up there and just kind of like jump back and do it.
Yeah.
But it's always cool to see the athleticism on how somebody execute. Pushing the legs past or holding the back or arching the back or freezing it. Like it's really cool. But I think she has a good one though.
Yeah, definitely. Looking in the comments, not seeing a whole lot of new comments. So guys, if you're watching, we got Leonard Literacy right here. He wants to answer questions about wrestling, books, movies or anything that's on your mind. So, and yeah, talk about anything. So, yeah. And yeah, speaking of anything, what is your favorite food?
Well, what is my what?
Favorite food?
All right, if I had to go for anything, there's a couple things. Probably get shot for this, but I eat chicken and pineapple pizza. So I eat a lot of crap for that. But if I had to go with a favorite food, I want to try a variation of this still. But if I had to go to our favorite food, it would be tater tot hot dish.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, there's a hot dish is good.
I went to the state fair one time and they had it on a stick, and I was upset that I couldn't buy it because I didn't have enough money at the time. And then ever since then, I go back to the state fair. I don't see it anywhere. But I'm told to try alligator though. So.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
But I also like Mexican food too, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Mexican's always pretty cool, and it's whatever. What was that? There was one place they had some good Mexican at. It was pretty good, but I mean, yeah, it's always cool to try new things. And I think a long time ago I tried like a frog foot. It was interesting, or frog leg. It was
frog leg. Yep.
Yeah.
Were you jumping with joy afterwards?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's interesting. I don't remember the exact emotion after, but I was like, that's a frog leg, I guess. Yeah. Hopefully it wasn't.
All right. I mean, go ahead. Sorry.
Hopefully it wasn't a super thunder frog's leg or anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat one around him. You know,
Yeah.
he might take offense to that.
Oh yeah, you're endangering the frogs. Save the frogs.
Yeah, save the frogs. Watch over the hammer. Save the frogs.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Or yeah.
But yeah, I eat I mean, I don't know. I eat a bunch of different stuff. I like peach cobbler. That's like one of my favorite desserts. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I like Mexican food. Pepitos is a really good Mexican place if you haven't tried it. I think it's off 47th in Chicago. Really good stuff. And then for NWC shows that I do at Club Cancun or the Wolipski's Blue Saloon, when we have the NWC shows there, the restaurant downstairs actually has really great steak quesadillas.
Oh,
really, really good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was talking to Joe one time. He's like, you got to get to one of these shows, and it's yeah, pretty good stuff there. So pretty good.
It's definitely an experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've been to the saloon as for a battleground show, but yeah, for NWC, I definitely got to do that. So
yeah. Shout out to Battleground they started in 2007 and they've been going strong since. Like, it's a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was it 15 years now? 7,
12, 13,
2.
maybe it's 15, 16. Yeah.
Yeah. I know they just celebrated their anniversary show, so again, shout out to Battleground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me do some math. That is 15 years. Yeah.
No, I mean I'm really happy with the as you can say, the state of pro wrestling. I'm really happy with everybody that's there's a lot of work out there and people are out there going out and they're getting it done. First Avenue has the Nitro gig at the Mall of America. Like, that's a big thing. Has it been there in 26 years
or 27, I think?
27 years. Like, it's an accomplishment. That speaks a lot of volumes. The MAW getting the CW TV deal, and now they're starting their own YouTube series where you can see all the videos and episodes that they've been filming and stuff. Like that's an exciting thing, you know. Battleground, being 15 years now in the business, and AWF still going strong. Like there's a lot of really good wrestling out there, and I think we're all spoiled.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
I guess I want to say like Heel Turn Radio said it best, that we're all spoiled. You know, there's with the academy being here, and there's a tons of healthy new talent. Like sky's the limit for Minnesota wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely. And like higher ground and
Higher ground. Yeah, like don't they have a show this weekend on Saturday?
Yeah, the 28th. They're in St. Paul somewhere. So
Yeah, St. Paul Park. I think they're along the main strip, and if you guys can, please go check them out because they've been going strong too now.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely gotta get to one of those shows now. I'm a little bit out of the area now, but I should definitely. My goal is to go as many new companies as possible, and I made like a collage. It was like 15 different companies that I've been to now.
Steel Domain. You even have like even outside promotions doing stuff. Like I'm not gonna say promotions, but they're like special attraction stuff. Like Spriggo has that Spriggo Trials on YouTube now,
Oh
so you
yeah.
can see his first episode on there. So that's exciting. Like there's a whole lot of stuff. There's a whole lot of content out there that I think everybody should really check out. You know, even So Fresh has a So Fresh show, and I was actually surprised when you guys said that he's actually starting a podcast with another wrestler.
Yeah. I want to see where that goes and how he's able to conduct that. So
Yeah.
yeah. If you're still here, so fresh, get some news out about that. So yeah.
I mean, I'm already subscribers, so.
Oh, your sister. Oh, there's a page here. Oh, I gotta find that. Yeah. Like your stuff in your fresh. So yeah. Oh, Tammy Burnt just joined. Says sorry I joined late. How or why did you get into wrestling? You want to sum up what you said before?
Or how and why I got into wrestling. How I got into wrestling. Ironically enough, I got back from work. I think I worked at a car wash at the time. And I got back from ordering some lunch or dinner at the time, and I sat down in front of this TV, and as I was flipping through the TV, I ended up running across public access, right? Channel 15, and I saw these two guys. They were talking about wrestling with a wrestling belt in front of them that he was playing on in the background. So, okay, let me try them in and see what's going on here. And it turns out it was a public access, backyard wrestling show. And, I would periodically watch every Tuesday. They were just on Channel 15. Bunch of kids at the time, they didn't have a ring, but they were just having, wrestling matches and stuff. And they did some pretty crazy stuff, and some got hurt, but they're fine, now.
Yeah.
And then eventually they ended up getting a ring. And just for craps and giggles, I was like, I want to be a part of this. Like, I know this is something I've always wanted to do. Let me call in. I called in. I said I was the Jackal. That's what I started out as. I'm calling in. I'm willing to wrestle anybody that's there, and I'll go through a house. And I don't know why I said I would go through a house, but apparently it still haunts me to this day, me saying that. But I said, I'll do anything I can, and they kind of just laughed it off and stuff. And eventually, a couple years later, I ran into one of the people. His name was Joe at the time, not Joseph Alexander, but a different Joe. And I was like, you guys still doing it? He's like, yeah, we're still doing it. So he showed me where their house was, where they had the ring. And April of 2004, I took my first bump and then haven't looked back since.
Okay. Yeah. We got Mr. Michael Pam from Michael's Corner says hello, Leonard Literacy.
How's it going, Mike? I'm waiting for your match in Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he says he was a little rusty, but if it's WWE 2K22, he would beat me, and I'm thinking he would be correct on that because I don't have that game yet. I was hoping I would win it at the Fairbolt show, but I didn't win it. I didn't get the winning ticket.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. played that a few times, but I haven't really got into a WWE game since 2K14 on the Xbox 360. I was pretty good at that a few years ago, and then like gaming, I just kind of stopped, and now anytime I do it, I lose. So yeah.
I'm a little upset now because I had 2K20 and I was playing it a lot. I made a bunch of different wrestlers. And I stopped 2 weeks ago. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to it and see, what I can still do with it if I need to get a new story or anything. And I load up the game and I find out that all the servers are down. So the game's done. And I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
It's because it's 22 now. But I'm really excited for AEW's Fight Forever. That game throws me back to when I was a teenager and I would play on my N64 WCW versus the World Tour, and then WCW versus NWO World Tour, and then WCW Revenge, and then eventually became into WrestleMania 2000, and then ultimately No Mercy. So it's based off that whole engine, and man, I played that game religiously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember. All right, I never played it, but yeah, I've heard about those games a few times. So
Super fun, underrated. Especially at the time, like when the game came out, the Dudleys just joined WWE, and they kind of execute their 3D maneuver in the game was just really cool. Having ladder matches and flaming tables and stuff, like it was really ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Michael says, remember the one time I chopped you so damn hard at a wrestling show?
Yeah, I had that mark for a week.
Oh, yeah.
There's Michael's handprint on my chest. I had to get out of the shower and I looked down and I'm like,
Yeah. Oh man.
but luckily I bounced back and I healed up. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next time I see you, Michael, I'll just make sure to give you a high five directly in the face.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Then he can wear my handprint along for a week and see how he looks.
Set it up, Brian. MAW say literacy and Pam. So
Chop of the ages. We call it a chops and prayers match. Instead of thoughts and prayers, it's chops and prayers.
Oh man, yeah, there you go. So I think we get into a little name association. So basically I'll just give you a name of someone that seen that you met or had some kind of interaction with, and see what your first thoughts were when you first met them. So
Okay.
first we got Faye Jackson.
Faye Jackson. Super cool. Very hilarious. You mean just one word or
No,
am I just
as much as you want, yeah.
okay? No, super funny, super hilarious, very sweet, and all around a baddie. Like she's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. BJ Seastrom.
Very intimidating. Very intimidated for sure. No, but he's a real cool guy. Honestly, he's I don't know. I mean, what else can I say about him? I mean, like the guy's super fun, super humble, very funny, might I add, and really hardworking. Honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tyler Jones.
Tyler Jones, very professional, very very driven, very mellow and cool at the same time, and very smart as well.
Yeah. The Brawler.
Which one? There's been a couple. Well, which one?
The Brawler. He's a big muscle guy.
Oh, the Brawler. Brawler. I guess first impression I got of him, shoot, very, I guess, predominant. Like he's a figure for sure.
Yeah.
He's a character.
Mhm.
I don't know, I guess to me, it's almost like meeting Goldberg. Like how if you would meet Goldberg. So like, I don't know. I guess that's all I can say. That's all I really say.
Yeah. I don't know if this is his wrestling name or not, but I came across on Facebook. But Tony Taylor.
Tony. Ironically enough, me and Tony were. I think he was my first tag team partner, and we called ourselves the Midwest Avengers. Ironically enough, we won a title belt, and then he stopped wrestling. Our first match, we win a title belt. He stopped wrestling, so then it was me holding the titles, and then I was in a match with a different tag team where it was just me versus the tag team, and I got demolished, and they won the belts themselves. So, but Tony Taylor, super cool guy, very down to earth, very loving, and probably one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Okay. Moses Mayhem.
Moses Mayhem. He may seem like the scariest guy in the room, and more likely he is if you make him upset. But he's one of the funniest, coolest dudes I know. Honestly, he's very loving towards his family, and man, that dude just like loves wrestling, But yeah, he's a real cool dude.
Yeah. Russell Rogue.
Russell Rogue, another dear friend. He's very driven, honestly, very smart, professional, very kind, very knowledgeable, very smart individual, and has a really good sense of fashion. At the likes that I can never manage, but yeah, Russell's amazing.
Devon.
Devon, oh man, Devon Monroe, man, one of the smoothest wrestlers I've ever seen. Very nice, very professional. Another baddie, somebody you don't want to mess with. But also at the same time, like, they have a swag. Devon is just super cool.
Yeah. Both members of the summit, Joe and Derek.
Oh man. Well, besides them being very talented and me knowing them for so long, not only are they funny and cool and some of the best people you can have as friends, along with everybody else that you listed on the list. I want to say there's like an unbridled love, that they have, a brotherly love that they have for not only themselves, but just their close friends in general. So I just want to say like they're some of the coolest people to have around. And if you know them, they're definitely some good friends to have.
Yeah. And then all three of the MAW owners. All three.
All three. Wait, is there a third one? I
don't know. There's one guy.
Okay. All right. No, so David and Eli. Eli, very he's very cool. He's very professional. He knows what he wants, and he asks of you to go. He gives you the freedom to go your own way with it, but he wants a certain result at the end. So to me, it's very professional. That's very to the point. You know, he wants to make sure that the fans pay their hard-earned money get something in return, and it's a great product. So I give nothing but my respect and admiration for Eli. David, I know him, but I don't really hang out with him a lot. You know, he's usually doing other stuff at the shows and stuff. But when I know of him, he's also very goal driven, professional. You know, he's nice. He's very loving towards his family and the product that he acquired. So again, everybody on the list that you've listed so far have been super cool peeps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Brian Sager, that's the third guy.
Right, so it's the Craig. So ironically enough, I actually know Sager a little bit longer when he was still wrestling as Hollywood Brian Sager. And I have a funny story I'm not gonna say on here, but he still claims this day it didn't happen, even though I have video proof. Pretty much he was like the gist of the story is he went out as a good guy. Something happened, and I guess him being nonchalant did something heelish to somebody in the crowd, and then went right back to being a good guy again. To me, that was kind of funny, but Sager, he's a really good singer because he sang the national anthem at a show once in Faribault. He's super funny, super kind, super professional, like one of the most laid back people I know, and he's seriously a good dude to have around. You know, he makes sure everybody's mellow. He makes sure everything's done to a T, you know, perfectly and stuff. And yeah, he's seriously like anybody on any card should be lucky enough to have him. And I can also say the same about Spider Baby as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then just two more talents right here. Starbreaker Aiden Wake.
Starbreaker Aiden Wake. Not only yeah, I've wrestled him a couple times. He's actually a really cool individual. The fact that I don't know if anybody really knows a lot about him, but he's actually a performer, and he performs at the Renaissance Festival. So I was actually surprised to even find out about that. But the guy is just a jack of all trades, man. I mean, he does the gaming on Twitch. He professional wrestles. He entertains. Like, that's already a lot on his plate already. But the fact that he can still do it while still sporting a ponytail really speaks volumes to that guy. So, well, he's super cool and really, really, really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then last name for the name association, WWE legend Victoria.
So besides everybody I listed, she's one of the nicest individuals ever. Seriously, will really go out of her way to really help anybody that, you know, if somebody's at a show and they're not having a good time, she really knows how to way to really cheer them up. Super sweet. Loves anime. What? When I saw her, she had a Attack on Titan shirt. I was like, where did you get that from? She's like, oh, I love this show. And I was like, what? Like, you know, watching these people grow up and they're on WWE TV, you would not think they would like, you know, anime and video games and all that stuff. But to find out that, you know, a person that you used to watch a long time ago actually does, it blows your mind away. You know, they're like regular people. You know, to us, they may seem like they're superstars and they're far out of our spectrum and everything. But when you really, you know, sit the person down and you get to talk to them, she's just one of the coolest people ever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm sad I didn't get to know her sooner, you know.
Oh yeah.
And before she retired and stuff, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. Jesse.
So have you spoken with Brad from Nerdy Note as of late?
Brad, no, I haven't spoken to him yet, but I'm told that I will be there at NerdNowCon. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but I will be there. And if Brad is still, if Brad, I'm pretty sure Brad's going to go anyway. So if he wants any more training, I'm definitely sure to be down the train and stuff. I'm just not sure about, drinking any more eggs, because that was pretty rough last time. Like especially at a playground. Like I literally spit the egg out at a kid's playground. That is not cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm thankful for the library for having us do all the exercises and stuff there, because that was fun. But
Okay. Lifting books and stuff.
yeah, lifting the books, reading the books, cleaning the books.
Eat, sleep, read the books.
I mean, yeah, I may have a bag neck now, but it's only because I have a couple pillowcases with books in them and stuff. You get that stability to the pillow.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
You gotta sleep the knowledge into your brain, if you can.
Oh yeah, he sleeps on books. He sleeps on a book pillow, book bed, and everything. You got a book wall. Yeah, you got the walls of book. Oh man, the walls of literacy, like the walls of Jericho.
Yep.
Oh man.
I tried it once. It was for a wrestling promotion I worked for. I wanted to do the bookworm, which is pretty much the worm, but it was just the bookworm.
Oh yeah.
So I would spell out BOOK and then do the bookworm and then do something afterwards. But I only tried it the one time, and it was hard for me to even do because I'm not really a big dancer. But we need to freshen up on a dancing book and then figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I read about a dancing book and I get good at dancing moves, would you guys want to join in with me? We can make a music video out of this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. Yeah.
It's a workout movie video with books and doing the worm, and I don't know if So Fresh is the extra. I don't know.
Yeah, if So Fresh can direct it because he has his connections in the movie business, and then we can do a cover of I don't know, a Creed song, or we can do some Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Bring the system with the violin.
Yeah. Ironically enough, I used to play the violin when I was younger in 4th grade.
Oh okay. Right.
So I will say system is a little bit better than me. So yeah, in that aspect. I mean, did you guys see the crazy violin that he had at High Stakes?
Oh yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah, that's a
The white violin with the strap. I was like, is that a transformer on your neck or something, or what is that? Like,
an electric violin.
yeah, more than meets the eye. Like,
yeah. First saw him use that at it was the Below Zero Wrestling 1-year anniversary. Like, wow, I know he knows how to play, but he knows how to play during like an entrance and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. So.
yeah, I figured out he had talent when he had the real Drago, doing the shark theme. I was like, that's actually pretty good, I mean, and to think that he held the title that long and to lose it to Paul, I mean, I even though I lost to him, all I can do is tip my hat to him, or in this case, my fro to him,
Yeah. Toss your earbuds.
Just, what?
Start chucking Rage Gamer. Oh yeah, you're a Twitch streamer, right? Or you do stuff with that?
Yeah, I'm on Twitch whenever I can. I usually try to do Muff Mondays, which is me, doing fighting games and stuff on Mondays. And usually when we're on there, it's usually people give me a lot of crap, which is fine. It's just like any other time when I'm performing. No, I just like to mainly have an environment where I like to have fun, play video games, because that's all I've known since I was a child, and that's pretty much it. I've done pretty good for myself. I've reached affiliate, so I'm able to get monetized for some of the stuff I do on there, like running ads and having subs and bits and stuff. But I'm really trying to push towards partnership, which means when you pop on Twitch, instead of having your name at the very end, Twitch will put your name in the front and maybe give you some more money and stuff. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just playing video games, that's a really good pastime that I love doing. I play a lot of different games, not so many sports games now, but
Mhm.
you pretty much name it, I've played it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. You play online with any of the other wrestlers or anybody else or?
Yeah, I played online a couple times. When I was playing Fortnite, I still jump in with Fortnite here and there. I play with um Orin Veit. I played with Ref Clark Feldman. I've watched and played with Russell Rogue a little bit. Again, super cool individual. If you guys can, please give Russell tons of props because I think Russell's actually here in the state for the weekend. Yeah. Um, who else? Big Log, which is Cartman from Showtime Championship Wrestling in Wisconsin. And I think that's about it so far.
Oh,
But if
okay.
you know any other wrestlers that play video game, I've actually played against Scott Story in Mortal Kombat, and I made the mistake of just saying, you know what, yeah, I can beat you a couple times. No, Mortal Kombat 11 is a completely different ball game. Not only is Scott Story very terrifying in the ring, with the slasher scene, which again, shout out to Sebastian Taylor and Scott Story, but Scott Story is a monster on Mortal Kombat 11. Don't fight him. Don't even attempt it. Even if you're good and you think you're the best, he's better. Okay, I'm just saying that right now because he embarrassed me really badly. Like I thought I was good, and then I played against him, and it made me question life on certain choices I've made playing that game. So,
Oh man. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
and then one last person is Craven Knight. I played games with him too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's always cool to see how wrestlers hang out, and I mean gaming. That's a big thing that's part of our world now since with streaming and Twitch and everything. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, also waiting for the summit to jump online, but I don't know when they're gonna play any games with me if they even want to. Again, ever since they betrayed me, it's like they've been kind of distant. So
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. What's is going? Still no comment or new comments yet. What else did I have? What is a good wrestling story that you have?
there's one. Okay, I can talk about this one. This one starts off in North Dakota. It's me, Killicaz Carter, and um, uh, Derek Fury. We're in a car, and we pull up to this gas station, and I get out of the car, and um, I go right to the bathroom. Because you have to use the bathroom. We're gonna be on the road for 8.5 hours. I'm driving the entire time. I just want to use the restroom, maybe get a couple of refreshments, and then just head out. So it's
Mm.
8. It's around 8 a.m. 8:30. Pull into the gas station, go to the bathroom. As I'm in the bathroom, just using the bathroom, I set my phone right on top of the toilet paper dispenser. Right. For some
Mhm.
reason, the toilet paper is on top instead of in the dispenser, but I digress. So I'm in the bathroom. All of a sudden, I just hear, I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay. And it's this dude who has his hand on top of the door that I'm in the stall, and he's trying to yank it as hard as he can open. And I'm like, this guy has to really go. Like, what's going on here?
Mm.
So, about another 30 seconds, I finally get done. I grab my phone, and before I could even open the door slightly, door flies right open with me in it. This guy comes barging in. He starts unbuckling his pants and his belt. I'm like, I need to get out of here. Like, this dude is just like cares nothing in the world, right? He must have had like the worst White Castle or worst Arby's he's ever had in his entire life. I get out
Mm.
of the bathroom. We go to the car. I'm in the gas pump. I'm pumping the gas, and I'm sitting there thinking like, why was that guy like that? Like that's I understand you have to go, but geez. Get in the car, I start driving. 13 minutes down the road, I noticed that I'm holding my phone and the only toilet paper that was in the stall at the same time because it was right above the dispenser. So I'm like, this guy is using the bathroom right now and has no toilet paper in sight. None.
Wow.
So I'm guessing he probably had to leave the bathroom stall with one less sock. That's the only thing I can think of. But
No.
yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it sounds pretty. You want to, yeah, taking his pants down in front of you, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, like he was like literally the full nine. I was like, this guy has to go. But again, it was me subconsciously. I just grabbed my phone, but also grabbed the toilet paper, not thinking I grabbed the toilet paper. So I'm sitting here holding both at the same time, not thinking about it until I'm 13 minutes down the road. I look over, I'm like, oh shoot, I still have the toilet paper from the stall. Like there's no other toilet paper else in. I checked just to make sure, and that was the only one that was in there. So hopefully somebody at the counter helped them out, but from my understanding, probably not.
Yeah.
Trying to think of another one, another funny story. I don't know. I'd have to think. I guess if you guys have anything else, I can I can try to think of one really quick if you guys can. But
Okay. Yeah, Jesse, you have some?
Not offhand.
You have a story about someone ripping their pants down in the bathroom with you?
Can't say I have.
Oh no.
How about you, Jeryn?
No, I don't think I have something like that. No, I have some. Or one time on my college campus, it was like it's like 9 or 10 at night. I was just doing homework, and then I was like, went up trying to. Needed to find the bathroom really quick, and found the women's restroom, and fortunately there's nobody in there. But I'm like, I really shouldn't be doing this because I mean it's late. I'm sure there's no one in there, but I'm like, yeah, it's the restroom. I gotta use it, but
yeah,
it's not like just a one door thing. It's like a whole stall restroom. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go, but yeah, it's I don't know, bathroom stories. That's a topic right there. So
yeah. The one I guess there's two more stories I can tell, but this one was another unfortunate bathroom one. We just did the show in where was that city I was just in? It was far up north. It was a recent MAW show. I forget the name of the city now. It was close by the Canadian border, but it's later at night. We're all done and everything like that. And as they're waiting for one of our participants that were in the car that we were supposed to drive back to the hotel with, I was waiting for him to kind of leave the bathroom, but I come to find out there was another exit, so he went out the other end, so I didn't know where he was. So I'm just waiting at the bathroom. And some kids walk in because it's just an open bathroom. There's a carnival type thing. Kids walk in, they're like, "Oh my god!" It's like, okay, like whatever. They run out and they start giggling, they laugh, or they leave or whatever. And then some guy walks in, and he's like, holy and I'm like, what is going on in there? Like, what? I walk in. I don't know what happened. I don't know how this transpired with me being there. But some guy apparently let his horse in the bathroom. Right? Like, I don't know how he did it or whatever, but he let his horse in the bathroom, and the guy went to the bathroom, apparently going so much to where he, I guess I could say he went so much that it went past the rim. Like it was an ungodly amount. I'm not even sure that's even possible, really. And then there was a bunch, like just a trail leaving outside, and we're all like, "How? Like what? Who does this? Like what?" So then I just left. I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the person in the car. I'm not gonna deal with any of this stuff. Like this is too much to deal with." So that's another story. And then lastly, there's a story we were supposed to do a show in North Dakota back in 2005, and promoter told us to get there. So we get there, were heading there. Apparently they gave us the wrong address. Now this is before we had GPSs and all that stuff. You literally had to go by the sheets of paper or the text message that the person gave us. So as we finally approach there, getting there half an hour late, we get there and the guy that was booking, he approaches us because he sees us, and he proceeds to just berate us. He's like, you can't come here being late as a professional wrestler. You got to come here. You got to set up the ring. You got to do this and that, and just give us the whole nine. And we're like, we understand that, sir, but you gave us the wrong directions. And he just stood there stone faced, and he's like, the locker room's over here. Like, just completely just didn't say sorry, like nothing, right? We're like, oh, okay, sure, that's fine. We get to this barn, and we get there, and there's no air conditioning at all. Like, it's just super humid. We're in the middle of July, and super hot. Like, you could smell everything that's in the bar, the small barn area with no doors, no AC or anything. So we're there, and we find out that we have to cross this live street to get to the park where the middle of the ring is, or in the park. We have to get across the street to walk to the park where the ring is in the middle of the park. So we're just kind of hearing our music or whatever. Everybody else is going through just fine, no traffic, no cars or anything. Finally, my music pops. I'm like, okay, time for me to go out there. As soon as I go out there, I have 3 cars right in my way, and I have to wait for them to cross just for me to cross the street. So I get there and do the show. Everything's fine with that. At the end, we go to grab our stuff. We get in the car. Now, on the way up to the venue, I'm driving, or no, I'm not. I'm sitting in the back seat. But as I'm looking forward, at the windshield, I noticed that there was this huge raccoon on the side of the street. I'm like, jokingly, I'm like, I think we might hit that on the way back. Like, that it was just too big to be avoided, Oh, yeah. Sure enough, I'm driving now, and it's super dark. There's no lights or anything. All of a sudden, I noticed, like, farther ahead as I'm driving, there's like 2 mini lights. I'm like, what is that? Right? I'm going 60, 70. Driving, I'm like, I'm just squinting, looking forward, like, what are these 2 bitty lights coming up? As I'm approaching it, I noticed as I get closer and closer that it's the light reflecting off of the raccoon mom's eyes, and it's looking right at me, and it's like this. And sure, I'm like, oh shoot! Sure enough, I hit the side of it. The car goes up like this on its side and comes right back down because it was big, like a small deer big. Like, I've never seen one that size ever. So everybody's like, oh shoot, what happened? Like, what did we hit? I'm like, we hit that raccoon. I just got to talk about on the way up there. So we all just kind of laughed for about 5 minutes and kept on going. But
yeah,
I just felt bad for the raccoon because it's sitting there looking at me like, please don't hit me, even though it's gone. And we hit it anyway. So rest in peace, raccoon.
Oh yeah. Not save the raccoons now. So
yeah,
the raccoon.
On an off topic, I'm really excited about the Wrestler of the Possum. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah, the one on the possum.
Just
had to bring that up, didn't you, Leonard?
No, I mean, well, I didn't really have a chance to, like, again, I'll look at other wrestling matches and other promotions and everything, but it's really cool seeing the possum. Like, I think it's a really cool thing. So just want to throw it out there. I just think it's a cool thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for Frog and waiting for Frog, Dog, and Possum to make the Minnesota Wrecking Zoo again. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. Well, there was something Jesse and I were talking about. There's a Fox character in the AW or the Battleground. It was man, let me see again.
The Fox character?
Yeah, he comes out in like a big poofy hair, and then he's got like a fox mask on. What's his name again? I'm looking at the Battleground of Facebook. It's L Funky Fox.
Oh, Funky Fox.
Yeah, like a big.
That's pretty cool.
And a mask. Now he's facing the Prophet on September 17th. So
Wait, Prophet's coming back?
yeah.
That's awesome. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in forever.
Oh, okay. Oh.
I've known Prophet ever since like 2004 when I first started, but by then he was already trained. But he's one of the guys that I saw on the TV show when I first started watching wrestling. Well, with the Channel 15 wrestling, he's one of the first guys I saw. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's definitely really cool. And I guess he's facing a fox. There's got too many animals running wild in the wrestling world now.
I know, right? All you need now is like a zookeeper one, and try to keep them all in line, or at least capture them all like they're Pokemon.
Yeah, there you go. Oh yeah,
got to catch them all.
You got to catch them all. Yeah,
that could be his catchphrase. Even his catchphrase is catching something.
Catch the rodent. Yeah. What is it? The one guy at Wilmer Mania, his name was Blanco Loco. He carried a Pokemon with him, and I was like, that crowd was like super hyped when they were getting like Pokemon chants and everything. I'm like,
what
Pokemon? It's chill people, but I mean, most of those kids, so I'm like, I guess they like Pokemon, but yeah.
I mean, I still collect. Well, I have Pokemon cards from the '90s still in my possession. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just acquired some just randomly. I did like a weird card set. I'm trying to get rid of them because I mean I'm not much of a Pokemon guy, but I just kind of like Pokemon. The cards look cool, but I don't know if I'm not too much into Pokemon cards. I've been collecting wrestling and then baseball, as I said before. So yeah.
Yeah. Wild Pete is actually really heavy into baseball cards.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, he has on I think it's Instagram. He has like him showing baseball cards that he has and stuff. So that's really cool. And then big shout out again to Heel Turn Radio. King Ginger hooked me up with Marvel Versus cards, and I'm really really thankful for that. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, shout out to King Ginger, Beard, and Warrior.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely really cool. Jesse, what do you think?
No, I think I got enough in.
Oh, they're going to say enough of Leonard Literacy.
You
can
never have enough literacy.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, we did talk a lot about MAW. It's cool to hear about your backyard wrestling days. I mean, it's a lot for a lot of wrestlers start like the Bucks and the Hardys, and it's always cool how things come full circle. So yeah. Yeah. Jesse, should we close out then, or
might as well?
All right, I'll let you do it.
All right, so Leonard, thanks for your time tonight. We are hoping that you're willing to come back on.
Oh, you know it. I consider all of us, to be in wrestling. We're all nerds, and you can't have nerd without having Leonard. So.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely awesome talking to you, and hopefully we can try to do something in the future, and I mean, see you at shows. I'm sure you're wrestling or doing some part of it as well. So
yeah, no problem. It was an honor. I really appreciate you guys even having me on. I don't know. I may not think too highly of myself, but you guys having me on here and just having me just talk, it's been a really great experience, and I really want to thank anybody who chimed in, listened, said anything. I really appreciate you as well. As far as me, as you guys said before, I have a Twitch, electrifying18. It's literally electrifying one spelled on the number 8. I have a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can book me at book4 leonardliteracy@gmail.com. And I also have a wrestling t-shirt store, whatamaneuver.net. Yes, .net is still a thing. But if you put .net/collections, put in Leonard Literacy, you will see my entire library of shirts that I have. Like this one, Books to Faces. Yes, you too could have a book to your face. And I don't mean just by me slapping you in the face with it. I mean you could literally just voluntarily hold a book to your face and read it.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I mean, when I did when I came out as Leonard, I didn't really have a moveset really attached to the Leonard character besides doing the moonsault, but that's more of a a good guy type thing. So I was like, you know what, I need to be able to do anything, do one specific maneuver and get away with it as much as I can, and that's where I came up with the move called Facebook. It was literally just me hitting you in the face with the book as hard as I can,
Oh yeah.
and it worked.
Yeah, it's definitely a way to get over. So, with the Facebook. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's always. I mean, you're Leonard Literacy. I mean, you are a big deal in Minnesota. You've been wrestling. I mean, it's been a while. You've done a lot, and I mean, you're always a good guy, and we definitely appreciate you on the show. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jesse, and thank you very much, Jeryn. So,
Very welcome.
Yeah. Thank you again, and we'll talk in the future then.
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right. We'll see you around later. All right, live video is ending almost.